Audio Renaissance presents Because They Hate, a survivor of Islamic terrorism warns America, by Brigitte Gabriel.
Introduction. Radical Islam's modern war of world domination has been picking up momentum with its universal rallying cry of Allahu Akbar accompanying each act of terror and destruction. It first began after the Arab nations that were artificially carved out after World War II settled into internal despondency under despots and monarchs appointed by the Allied powers. It slowly fermented through the 1950s and 60s. By November 1979, it was well on its way when the Iranians took over the American embassy in Tehran. But no one really noticed or cared. I noticed when I was a 10-year-old girl in Lebanon, and Muslim rockets exploded in my bedroom on a November night 4 years before the American hostages were taken. With my life on the line, I really cared, while the rest of the world just watched. My problem was that I wasn't an American. The Marines weren't coming to save me, and we Lebanese Christian, non-Muslim infidels were being labeled the aggressors by the press. Muslims dominated and now control Lebanon. Christian infidels paid the price then, and for their indifference and short-sightedness, infidels worldwide are paying the price now. The civil war in Lebanon was pushed off U.S. front pages by the hostage situation in Iran. The obsessive media exposure turned the 444-day captivity of diplomats and embassy workers into a nationwide trauma and a national disgrace. Finally, the Marines came to Lebanon and got bloodied, and the U.S. went away to lick its wounds. Despite extensive news coverage and obvious implications, the war in Lebanon and the hostage crisis were never recognized for what they were: declarations of war on Western civilization by radical Islam. Today, radical Islam's war rages with varying degrees of intensity throughout the world, not just against Christians and Jews in the West, but also against Hindus, Buddhists, Copts, indeed all non-Muslim infidels. The radical Islamists' degree of zealotry even has them attacking other denominations within Islam itself. Islamic radicals are instigating and perpetuating terrorist campaigns, insurgencies, civil wars, minority suppression, and ethnic cleansing and/or genocide in Afghanistan, Algeria, Bangladesh, Belgium, Chad, Chechnya, Dagestan, Denmark, Egypt, Ethiopia, France, Gambia, Great Britain, India, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Kashmir, Kenya, Kosovo, Lebanon, Macedonia, Mali, Mauritania, Morocco, the Netherlands, Nigeria, Pakistan, territories administered by the Palestinian Authority, the Philippines, Qatar, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Senegal, Somalia, Spain, Sudan, Syria, Tanzania, Thailand, Tunisia, Turkey, the United States of America, Yemen, and Zanzibar. The rest of the world is held hostage to fear. From Saudi-funded madrasas and mosques worldwide to the Parliament of Iran to the cabals of Al-Qaeda and Hezbollah, radical Islamists have repeatedly declared and demonstrated that their goal is to impose Islamic rule throughout the world by the sword or by the suicide bomb. Numerous radical Islamic scholars have declared that it is every Muslim's religious duty to dominate or exterminate all infidels. What they write and say is what they are going to do. All we have to do is read and listen. The United States has been a prime target for radical Islamic hatred and terror. Every Friday, mosques in the Middle East ring with shrill prayers and monotonous chants that call down death, destruction, and damnation on America and its people. The radical Islamists' deeds have been as vile as their words. Since the Iran hostage crisis, more than 3,000 Americans have died in a terror campaign almost unprecedented in its calculated cruelty, along with thousands of other citizens worldwide.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?